Alright people, how you doing? My name is Chosen Joseph. Welcome to my channel. We've been going through some things here lately, so we're doing good though. We've made it. Uh, this series and this video is called My Testimony, and it's not really planned out or written down or anything. I kind of have a few notes written down, but we just will cover this first testimony is going to be in relation to the Freemasons. Um, the story I want to start this whole testimony section off with is a story I had with the Freemasons, one in particular, and then the turn of events that happened to these Freemasons, right? So I was working at Dillard's in Houma, Louisiana. I was working at Dillard's, top shoe salesman. Um, and the night before, what the story would tell you, the night before this happened, um, I had a dream or a vision. Um, I was a child, right? I was a child, and I was on the fucking moon, right? I was on the moon, but I knew I was a child, but I was on the moon. Okay, that's what it looked like. I was on the fucking moon. And the spaceship I had was, it looked like an old school Winnebago. Yeah. Um, kind of like one with Ghostbusters, but not like that. A little different, old school, like the one on them Chevy Chase movies when they go on vacations. That car they used to have. It looked like that. So in this vision I had the night before this all occurred, um, I was on the moon, and while I was on the moon, I like floated off to a different section in this valley on the moon, and coming towards me was a full blown fucking reptilian, like yeah, like the ones that kind of look like on the movie um, Star Trek Enterprise. He looked like that. Um, he didn't give off the evil, like the evil feeling. Um, but in the experience, part of my consciousness was kind of associating the look with that, but at the same time, I was just playful. And he was riding to me. He was being escorted by somebody. I don't. I quite. I'm putting the dream together. Um, and I'm telling these stories to help people out there that maybe have had the same thing happen. Um, so I have this dream. This reptilian's riding to me on like a, like if the moon had a golf course and they had like some upgraded golf carts. You know what I mean? Like that's what it looked like he was riding on. And he was being escorted. He had a particular uniform on. I can't quite remember it. Um, and he was riding to me, and I was like in spirit. And when he passed me, I like slapped him in the face, right? And I woke up. So I woke up. Um, at the time, I was taking metrogenine, kratom, and Red Bull. It was helping me with what I was going through. Um, at the time, I don't take it anymore. Maybe here and there, but not anymore. And that was my thing. I'd get a Red Bull, I'd eat me a sausage biscuit, and get my metrogenine in, and go to work. So I go to work remembering this dream that happened. And before I go into what I'm about to say, um, there's going to be more testimonies talking about the Freemasons. And again, I have nothing against them. Um, and I have nothing against them because what I kind of knew to be true was explained to me by what I'm about to tell you. So I'm at work, and I'm in the shoe department. I sold shoes, right? And I'm in my shoe department, and I'm noticing these two guys like towards the cologne section, which was about maybe 100 to 200 feet from where I'm at in my department. And they're like pointing at me. They're like pointing at me, tapping each other on the shoulder, and they come sit down. And we know it started off like a regular shoe sales, a regular shoe sale, and then they broke the ice. They're like, we were sent here with Freemasons, 33rd degree Freemasons. I'm like, oh, oh. And we were told to tell you that not all Freemasons are bad. There's like a duality in everything. Um, which, if you, it's simple psychology. If you come up to me for the first time I've ever met you and you give me an answer to a question I did not ask you, that means that whatever you're talking about has to do with you. And you're coming out the fucking gate saying something I did never said anything about. So that's red flag number one. Um, there was many other red flags, just their body language. Anyway, so they basically came up there to give me like a warning. Um, but how that turned out for them, well, let's talk about that. Um, weeks passed after this incident happened, and Hurricane Ida hit. Um, fucked home up pretty bad. Um, and I mean, there was plenty of little things I could say, but to make a long story short, to fast forward to the next time I spoke to this guy, um, because I had his phone number, he told me to call him. He was actually a nice guy. He's an older guy, right? 33 degree Mason. Um, he knew I was pretty in tune because I told him that there's actually 99 degrees in Freemasonry, and from 34 and up is on another planet. And the guy he was with was like, "Oh no," and then he's like, "There's certain things you don't know when you get that high up." So he knew I knew what the fuck I was talking about. Um, so we're talking on the phone, and this is when I knew that that red flag I told you about how he gave me a answer to a question I didn't ask him about coming out the gate. First thing he says to me is that not all Freemasons are bad. First of all, I fucking never asked you if they were bad, and I never accused you because I never fucking met you. Bing, 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 bing. Red flag. So this red flag was fucking verified because at the time, now that I'm now that I'm here telling you the story, at the time I wasn't aware that my grandfather on my dad's side was a master mason, a really good one. Um, and one of my spirit guides, El Moria, which used to be Abraham and Saint Francis of Assisi in the Bible, was one of my spirit guides. He's the Ascended Master Chohan of the First Ray of the Great White Brotherhood, the Blue Ray, the Will of God, and he was a Freemason. Now, at the time that he told me this, I wasn't aware of my grandfather and El Moria, but now that I know, I'm gonna tell you now. I put it all together. Me and this old guy are talking on the phone. The hurricane that hit my town I was in, and yeah, man, he just tells me he's like, yeah, man, um, we were riding down the road and we got in a fucking car accident. And he says, when we got in this car accident, Joseph, he says, it was like somebody got the fucking car and fucking spun it. And it landed right on the fucking roof. And he says he just was the way he was saying it, it's like he was basically admitting to me with his tone of his voice and how he came out and told me about this that him and his Freemason buddies completely underestimated me. And I knew it was my grandfather on my dad's side and El Moria, and I'm getting some more Freemasons. Saint Germain's a Freemason. Um, I don't at the time I wasn't aware what they were doing, and then again I'm not gonna go into detail about what they were doing or what they do because I'm not here to rag on nobody. Not quite yet. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this testimony area started. But yeah, I learned that was one of my learning experiences that happened in 2022. Um, and to sum it all up, my awakening began um, in 2004 when I learned that the stock market was corrupt and your social security number is a bond, is worth millions of dollars. That just started a whole plethora of stuff. There's other videos I've made on here in relation to that, but this testimony, I just want to tell you that I was approached by the Freemasons this one time, and there's gonna be other times I'm gonna talk about. But I was approached by them. They kind of gave me this little scare tactic or warning or whatever it is, and then 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, I wound up talking to the guy on the phone because we used to talk. I really had nothing against the guy, but then he told me what happened to him in that wreck and how he said it felt like somebody flipped a fucking car like a bottle top and landed it on his head. And yeah, it scared the fuck out of him. He gave that energy. It scared him. So I want you to know that I'm giving you this testimony because I'm an earth angel. I'm a chosen one. Um, and that there is forces out there that are guarding God's 144,000. Um, these forces are Freemasons. These forces are the forces of light and dark protect the chosen ones because real chosen ones have connections to both. There's not really a judgment like, oh, because you're dark it's bad or your light is good. This is a duality matrix experiment that's gonna be ending pretty soon. We'll be stepping into the real world outside of the machine. Um, so I just wanted to come on camera and make this and just started off my testimony. This is going to be my testimony of video one, Freemasons. So I'm Chosen Joseph. I thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great day.